um, uh, he texted me yesterday. Did you get the text before me?
Oh, that I don't know.
Oh, I'm going to be upset if that's the case.
What time did you get the text?
Hold on. My first text from him was 7:02.
Oh, damn.
When did you get a text?
8:33.
Oh, good. Okay.
What the hell? KB, come on, man.
No, and he said, "Hey, I think I may be going to New York." And I said, "Great, let me know." And then, like an hour later, he texted me again before you too, huh?
Wow.
What was your text? 8:30.
8:33.
8:30.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's off to New York.
All right.
Going to be there for the parade, and he's going to be out for the rest of the week. So good for him. Yeah, that's where he is. Yeah. Exciting.
Now I'm not happy for him.
You're pouting now, I can see.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. The hell, man? Producer is supposed to stay united.
So that's where he's at. So Chris and I will, start the bridge a little bit later than normal, but going to come out at 9 o'clock the next couple of days as well. So here we are. Stream is up right now, too. If you go to 96.9 Game On Twitter, or if you go to our YouTube page, 96 The Game Orlando, click on the live button, and you can access the stream now and during our show as well. Going to get over this? Or are you going to be... Chris, by the way, wearing his Colombian
Viva Colombia
national soccer jersey today.
Yep. I have 2 soccer jerseys that my mother-in-law bought for me. One, I don't know if she's insinuating something, but she got me a 2X. I don't know what she's insinuating.
Yeah.
But I did not go with the 2X.
Colombia plays late tonight.
The hell was that?
That was my computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they play at 10 o'clock.
Uzbekistan. A 10 o'clock match there.
Can I ask the question?
Whoa!
Thinks he can hop on whenever.
I didn't know that mic was hot.
It is now.
Yes, Sparky. What do you want?
How many players can he name?
None. No.
If you say James Rodriguez, I'm going to throw something at you.
No.
Because it's Thomas.
Lucio. You're just... I think that's the one.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I got. I'm not a soccer guy.
You should have took Scott's advice and gone with Rodriguez. No, there is. I mean,
Thomas Rodriguez.
James, or Thomas. Yeah. Could have gone with that.
Nah.
By the way, I too also recently bought a soccer jersey. I think you guys saw it when I wore it the last time I was here. It's a kid's extra large.
That's not shocking. Let's do some headlines here. All right, again, the bridge brought to Advent Health. Last night among the soccer action, the World Cup, this guy was doing stuff that he always does.
And a receive it back from Alexis McAllister. Trying to keep it poked away, but no real outlet forward for Algeria. Right up the gut. What a ball that is. Messi on the turn. Options either side. Lionel Messi! There's your goal! There's more history! There's the Magic Man again!
After Algeria had a goal called back for offside, after Messi scored and called offside as well, but he wasn't done before the night was finished for him.
Goes Nico Gonzalez, Lionel Messi, first career World Cup hat trick, ties the all-time goal-scoring record.
Now he's just showing off. Among the World Cup action yesterday, Argentina 3-0 win in their match over Algeria. The matches yesterday, Messi with the hat trick. He wasn't the only guy to put a little magic. Kylian Mbappe for France.
Oh, they picked another good angle again. Oh, brilliant from Mbappe. France lead. Magical from.
Yeah, okay, he's good. Like really good. France beat Senegal 3-1. Norway over Iraq 4-1. And Austria, winner last night over Jordan 3-1. Matches today include, as we're talking about, Chris, and Colombia.
That's right.
Take on Uzbekistan today. Other matches on the World Cup schedule. Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal against Congo. England and Croatia. Today, Ghana and Panama. Then later tonight, that Uzbekistan and Colombia match. Of course, the U.S. in action on Friday against Australia.
If you're an Orlando City fan, you want to check out the England-Croatia match. Marco Pasalic.
So you're going to do this all show?
Yep.
Just kind of sit there and just kind of pop in?
Is it? That's what I did when I used to be on the show.
I just want to know. Didn't get the script. Want to make sure.
You know what? Fine. I will shut up.
I'm just kidding. I like Scott popping in there, particularly the arrogant Scott. Baseball last night. Drake Baldwin did this.
Drake Baldwin to straight away center field. Man.
.473-foot shot, longest home run hit of the season.
Was the exit velo?
I wasn't watching ESPN Sunday night broadcast. So I can't tell you.
Your college baseball games have exit velo.
The access to the information is there. That is correct. Braves had the game suspended with the Giants at 3-2. They'll finish today at 2 o'clock. Yankees won 12-2 against the White Sox. How'd the Red Sox do yesterday?
We played a baseball game.
Yeah. Lost 6-1 to the Blue Jays.
But you know what? It was a hard-fought, competitive 6-1 result.
Not a 10 and under youth baseball game, pal.
It's disappointing to waste another Peyton Tolley performance. Granted, he gave up a couple home runs.
College World Series pitchers duel last night. Georgia-Texas elimination game.
Miss. The Dogs do it. They survive to live to play another day. Winning 2-0 over Texas.
High-level game. Really good pitching in that one in Omaha. I want to play something else if I can find it here. So this is Aiden Rodriguez hit for the cycle the other day for Texas, right? Chris, you know, I love college baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You also know what I can't stand about college baseball. What can't I stand about college baseball? The
Oh yes, the celebrations going.
Celebrations, the in-your-face taunting and stuff like that. Okay, I mean, you can actually hit a home run, go to the dugout, celebrate all you want, and everything. So, and Rodriguez is good. Okay, he's 19 for 31 in the NCAA tournament. Okay, so he does this though. On a 3-0 pitch from the Georgia pitcher. I'm going to have to explain, but I'm going to play the clip here for you, okay? Hang on a second. Let me go back into this here. All right, here we go.
They're going to take there from Rod.
So the pitcher throws a 3-0, a 2-0 pitch, and it's low, and he shakes his head like, nope, right back at the pitcher.
That's what we're doing now.
That's what we're doing now.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing now. So 3-0 count.
And he comes back and punches him out.
Upset the baseball gods.
3-2 pitch. He thinks it's ball 4. He throws his bat, so he's walking to first, and he gets punched out. So as good as he's been, there is a little bit of karma that comes back here for something like that. First time in 53 years, 2 shutouts in the College World Series. West Virginia eliminated Troy 12-0, and Georgia beats Texas 2-0. Troy's got to beat North Carolina twice to get to the championship round. Georgia's got to beat Oklahoma twice to get to the championship round in the College World Series. We come back, some fun facts on the bridge next. I haven't heard this song in a long time. When he says Kane's in the building, is that the professional wrestler?
My favorite wrestler growing up, actually.
Kane was your
Yeah.
favorite?
Loved Kane. The Big Red Machine, baby.
Guy looked like he was 90 when he debuted. Couldn't walk.
Wait, did Chris just say Kane's his favorite wrestler?
He said growing up, Kane was
Growing
his
up,
favorite
I loved
wrestler.
watching Kane.
Hey, what's Kane up to these days? Like, what's he like in his personal life?
Isn't he in Congress in Tennessee? Government
Sounds
official.
about right. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't see the campaign yard signs that just said "Vote Kane" with flames.
And
Well, now I'm obsessed. So hang on a second. Oh, he is. I guess he's still the mayor of Knox County. in Tennessee.
What was his platform, Mark?
Vote for me, or I'll,
What did he run on?
yeah.
nobody could choke slam like I can.
He's my age and he looks 90. It's
Like, you know how you
he's 17 days older than me. He looks 90 years old.
like you know how you always say that you're-
Glenn Thomas Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
who's that?
That's his name.
No, it's not. His name is Kane, and he's the brother of the Undertaker.
Born in Spain.
Okay,
Kane,
That I
born
did
in
not know.
Spain. Yeah. Huh.
like you know how you always say that you are 50 plus 50
Plus 35.
plus 35, but you act this and you look this.
Act 25.
Yeah, but really you act 12.
I'm 59. I think I look 49. I feel 39. I act 29.
What is it for Kane? Is it look 70,
for him, yeah.
move like he's 70?
He's 59. He looks 89. By the way,
Well, he was burned
Holy
in a
Oh,
fire.
smokes.
it's burned in a fire.
can I give you all the names that he wrestled under?
Please.
Yes.
Although I'm disappointed he's not from parts unknown.
Which is a very popular place among wrestlers only. Angus King, Bruiser Mastino, the Christmas Creature.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't go to see the Christmas Creature?
Chris,
Oh my God.
is it too late to rename your child?
Diesel Doomsday, Glenn Jacobs, boring. Isaac Yankum,
Yeah, that's the name.
Kane Spartacus Unabomb. Oh boy.
Wow.
Mike Unabomb?
No.
Hey, Kaczynski. What is he doing? Wow. Yeah. Born in Spain. Dad was an Air Force
Okay.
pilot. So, yeah. All right. Let's get to some fun facts.
That was fun.
Wow.
Time now. Fun
He
facts.
just won't take a break. Chris, I give you one. Cody Campbell, who still is doing interviews.
I think it's important for everyone to understand that, as we looked at the facts and went through everything, it's very, very clear that he never, while he did gamble and he broke the rules and he knew he was breaking the rules,
He did gamble and he broke the rules. So he was breaking the rules, but
he never bet on a game that he played in, and he never compromised the integrity of a game. He wasn't shaving points. He wasn't throwing games. It wasn't anything like that.
so come on. What are we talking about? He gave a 25-minute interview with a Lubbock-based station yesterday,
He made
And,
40 bets on Indiana while at Indiana.
betting the under in some prop bet.
How?
But he didn't. What he's saying is, well, when he played, he didn't bet. And
Dude, take the mic away from him. If you're Texas Tech, take the mic away.
Can I ask you a question related on this subject?
yeah.
Mark is getting visibly annoyed with me. I can see it in his face.
Go ahead. Yeah.
What's the hierarchy in the Giants QB room going to be when he gets picked in the supplemental
Chris wants
draft?
the Raiders to take him.
That's a bad idea.
It just makes so much sense.
That's a bad
It
idea.
makes so much
By
sense.
the way, let me just explain again, because I don't think I missed it. The judge's injunction has not been withdrawn. At the moment, he's not eligible for the supplemental draft. He is still eligible to play college football.
I actually
The judge did not withdraw the ruling. And by the way, people that say the NFL can't take action or wouldn't take action, as you mentioned, who? Keyshawn Booty?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally different. You know why?
He was betting underage.
No. Booty was never ruled ineligible.
He just got away with it.
No, he wasn't going back to LSU, but he had not been ruled ineligible by the NCAA. Scoresby was. That's the difference. Technically, when Keyshawn Booty went to the NFL, he had not lost his eligibility. The parties kind of agreed to recognize, but Scoresby lost his eligibility, went to court to try to get it back, got it back. That judge has not withdrawn that injunction. He's not eligible as of yet for the supplemental draft.
So if you're the NFL, you look at it and say, well, the judge just gave him his eligibility back, so why do we need to do anything?
I'm not saying the NFL will do anything. I'm just telling you, people go, well, the precedent was Keyshawn Booty. No, it wasn't. It's a totally different case. Let's get to more fun stuff.
Wait, no, can I ask my question?
Yeah.
So I actually meant to text you this, and maybe I'm getting my information wrong, but so he got the bag from Texas Tech, correct?
They've not asked for any money back.
But it's just like, what do you mean they're not going to ask for it back? Like,
because
I know in certain regions.
Reportedly, Cody Campbell gave him 2 of the 3 payments, which is better than $3 million of the $5 million plus whatever else he was going to get on top of it, and apparently he's not asking for the money back.
Is it just because there's just so much oil money in the region, or do they know that there's?
Well, the answer is yes to that.
Yeah,
but he sold the company. That's how he made his $6 billion. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to Andres Cantor with his Telemundo call of Lionel Messi's hat trick.
Ahí va Messi, prefiere con Nico por aquí. González para Messi. Messi, Messi, Messi. ¡Gol!
Okay, hang on a second, because Andres Cantor's known for his long screaming goal. He got caught in a spot where he knew he needed a breath. So, Chris, I'm going to play this back, and then after he takes his breath, you need to count how long he goes.
Okay.
All right? So let me pick it up again, and then you'll hear him take the breath and then get into his goal.
Messi, prefiere con Nico por aquí. González para Messi. Messi, Messi, Messi.
Not yet. Not yet. Now. It's 14 seconds. Let me tell you something. He ain't that young anymore. He's still carried for 14 seconds, man.
When you do a boom on a touchdown, can you do boom?
Nah, man, you don't mess with somebody else's go-to.
I'm not. No, I'm not, because you're not saying goal.
Yeah, pretty impressive, though, is it not? Meanwhile, this man is a treasure. This man is going to be a star. I told you this, Chris, whenever he's done delivering championships to us. I give you Jameis Winston and an Argentine goat. Doing a feature with Messi. Listen, Chris, you knew during the football season I said he's going to be a star. This World Cup has only enhanced his media brand value. He's awesome. He's great. He's absolutely phenomenal in these things.
Naturally charismatic, good on camera, personable.
Makes fun of himself,
yeah.
Engaging. He is a rock star when he's done playing after helping the Giants win 4 Super Bowls.
You think he's going to be in the NFL for 4 more years?
Well, when you win 3, why wouldn't you stick around for a 4th?
I'm just telling you, though.
Don't encourage him, Scott.
I'm just telling you.
Hey, no. Mark, what's your prediction record-wise? Giants.
Oh, I said a modest 15-2.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And we pick up Sorsby.
What's he going to do? I thought Jackson Dart was the guy.
Well, yeah. No. When you're
he's going to get hurt, so we need somebody to play.
When you're a championship level team, you just cycle guys in.
Yeah.
Keep them fresh.
32 years ago today, this was going on.
Back in his days at Ohio State, he'll give up his body as he took the hard hit from Anthony Mason. 6:39 remaining in this first half. Knicks by 2.
We are looking at live pictures of Interstate 5 in Los Angeles. We believe that white vehicle, which is being trailed by a phalanx of California Highway Patrol cars and helicopters, belongs to Al Cowlings, who disappeared with O.J. Simpson earlier today.
That's right. The Bronco chase was 32 years ago today.
Wow.
The beginning of that was the great Matt Gukas doing color with Marv Albert during the Knicks-Rockets NBA Finals. And as this is going on, my rehearsal dinner before my wedding is taking place at Metro West Country Club.
What a day. What a day.
Very quickly, who paid for the wedding?
I did. My wife and I did. Yeah,
Mark.
No, the honeymoon was paid
Okay,
by
that's
the
right.
own goal of the Columbia match. That would come a few days later.
And how and who facilitated that?
Well, I lost money in the John Starks night shooting, and then my wife suggested you pay, let's bet on the money line of the U.S. and Colombia. Like, honey, come on. Your bride, you do what your bride wants. Yeah, paid for the wedding. Paid for the honeymoon. But yes, 32 years ago was the Bronco chase. Yeah.
I miss Marv Albert on basketball calls.
And back then, Metro West Country Club was like a happening place.
They let you in?
Yeah. I got married at Isleworth for crying out loud.
They let you in there?
Well, it needed to be sponsored by somebody, but yeah. And my family, the New York side, as they come back to coverage, remember, 3/4 of the screen is the Bronco chase, and then they have the small little quarter of the screen of the Knick Rocket game. Like, are you kidding me? The Knicks are in the NBA Finals, and I got this thing going on here? Yeah.
Wow.
32 years ago today. Wedding anniversary tomorrow.
Happy
She
anniversary.
still wakes up to this. All right, that's it for the bridge. We kick off the beat of sports for a Wednesday next.
Hey, what's up? This is Pat Lynch.
And I'm Taco Bob. You're not rocking out with WJRR.
Lock it in here with Marc Daniels and the Beat of Sports.
Happy Wednesday, buddy. Welcome to the Beat of Sports. I'm Marc Daniels. Chris Vasquez is over there. We were just doing a bit of a different Brit. Scott Harris is hanging out today. We got a movie Wednesday later. Kelly's out the rest of the week. He's off to New York for the Knicks championship parade tomorrow. So Kelly's fine. Nothing changed. He's just out. So Chris and I doing the bridge from 9 to 9:30.
True fan.
Still moping.
Well, Chris is upset because Kelly texted me not once but twice before texting him to let you know that he wasn't going to be in.
And the first text was over an hour and a half before he texted me.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. What the hell, man?
Uh-huh.
Oh, he texted me too.
Don't say that.
He did.
Anyway, Chris is decked out. Colombia plays today against Uzbekistan in the World Cup, and he has his soccer jersey on today.
Yes.
Chris, name a player.
James Rodriguez.
When in doubt, play it safe.
I mean, it's spelled that way.
Now, I have a question for you.
Yes.
The match, I believe, is at 10.
Mm-hmm.
What's the I mean, is your wife planning on staying up?
I'd be intrigued because she's usually in bed by 8, 9 o'clock.
I would imagine with the little one,
Yeah.
you know. So, I mean,
I think she's gonna stay up though.
You think so?
Yeah.
You got to alter like any of the night plans, or is your wife a coffee drinker? Will she have
No.
like a no?
She's Colombian, of course. She's a coffee drinker.
Okay.
I don't think she's gonna have a coffee though.
I bet your wife like can drink like the really strong, powerful coffee where I can't, anything above decaf.
Mark's like, where's the cream? I need sugar.
No, she just takes her coffee black.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, will you be staying up?
I'll do my best.
That didn't sound better.
I'll do my best.
Better chance.
Nothing, no.
Wait. Okay, if you had a bet now, Chris is sleeping. Ready? 83rd minute of the match, halftime, or first hydration break?
First hydration break.
First hydration break. He is out of it.
The thing is, I don't know if he makes it to the first hydration break.
I can see Chris
Man, love.
I can see Chris, the whistle happens, match is at 10. So like by 10:27, Chris is like, just close my eyes for a couple of minutes here. Right.
Next thing you know, James Corden's on the screen.
Right. Yeah. Wake up and some pill with multiple side effects is an infomercial on right now that includes numbing of the mouth. And you're just like, it's not bad. Yeah. All right.
No, I'll probably stay awake for it.
So yesterday I went to the orthopedic.
All right. What's the prognosis?
So again, it's almost 2 months since I felt that thing in the back of my knee in Salt Lake City, and told you I got the call after they did the ultrasound. Go, you might want to go to the hospital, the ER.
Mm-hmm.
Could have a blood clot, which I don't have. Everything. So I went to see a pretty prominent guy. Got to know a name or two to get in. Let's just say that.
Dr. James?
No.
Andrews?
And like I said, whether there's a little smiley face star by my name. So they asked me if I could get there earlier because the appointment was at 1 o'clock. And you saw I ran out of here yesterday. Yeah. I said, look, I think I can get there by 12:30, 12:35. So I walked in, and it's at Orlando Health Stewart Center downtown, the beautiful 5-story building over there. I go up, and they're like, yeah, we'll take you back. It's like 12:40. And they said, he'll be in just a little bit. No problem.
Did you open the drawers?
I'm not going to comment if I open the drawers and so forth, but it's well stocked. I'll tell you that much. Somebody pops in. The nurse says, hey, he's running just a little bit late. And it's not because he's seeing other patients. He's in a meeting that ran later.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, he said to them, schedule Mark. I have a meeting and then I'm going to go to another meeting. Okay. The second time, person knocks, opens up. They have goldfish crackers, a Nutri-Grain bar, and a bottle of water. Like, do you want a snack? He's running. I said, no, I'm fine. Third time, fruit,
wow,
juice. I said, I'm good. I'm fine. So he comes in at it was like 1:10. Okay, but I'm not complaining. Okay,
yeah,
and we catch up and talk everything. By the way, that enlarged vein in my knee.
Mm-hmm.
is normal for me. I'm in a rare group of people where that, where
Excuse
that
us.
key vein is enlarged, but there's no blood clot. Anyway, long story short, I'm fine. The recovery of what I have is, he said, should probably be, 12 to 16 weeks. But there's no tear, there's nothing in there. It's just my patience. And so he said, look, if you want to keep walking, stationary bike, and once in a while test it, but it should progress and it should be fine, which is good.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. Then I get this, right? By the way, you have the knees of like a 35-year-old. And I'm like, tell me more. Hello. Yeah, he's like, no, for someone that runs every day, he said you have very, very healthy knees, because a person, forget my age, and I said, oh, great. And he goes, whatever you do, keep doing it, but your knees look great.
Great. All we need to do is fill your head with stuff.
Yeah. So when I got home and I went out and I did, it was 6.24 miles yesterday, and I jogged maybe 10% of it. I kind of wanted to tell people, hey, check out the knees. What do you think?
Knees of a 35-year-old.
How do you think? What do you think? So anyway, good news is that, there's nothing serious there and it should be fine.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah. It's all good.
How much are we going to hear about your knees now?
That's it. Yeah. I won't bring it up again.
We got to get you some Patrick Ewing knee pads.
Till the 10 o'clock hour. And then,
No.
No, I don't need anything. I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah. Feeling good. No, I walked out. I mean, I didn't want to hear, hey, you got this, so shut it down and all sorts of stuff. But no, feel good. I'm great. Feeling really
Glad to
good.
hear it.
Yeah, feeling good. On our program today, Keith Smith's coming up for his weekly visit in about a half hour. And get his thoughts on the NBA season with the Knicks winning, what happens with the Spurs, and now the offseason, got a draft coming up and free agency and all that stuff. So we'll chat with him. Cliff Kresge, the former PJ player, he played at Shinnecock where the U.S. Open is at. Chris, you may not be a big golf fan, but that's okay. Shinnecock is a place that has hosted the U.S. Open a few different times, okay? In the history of U.S. Opens played on this golf course, the total number of players at the end of the 4 rounds that have finished under par, 3. 3 that have played 4 rounds for a U.S. Open in Shinnecock and finished under par. The answer is 3 in the history of how many times they've hosted the tournament here, including 2 tournaments in 95 and 2018 where no one was under par. Cliff played this course in 2004 at the U.S. Open. He'll talk to us about the course and a little bit more about the Open coming up and much more to get to. Scott's here. It's a movie Wednesday. I think he'll like the list that I got randomly. I don't look anything up.
All right.
We'll do that and much more. First is everybody's favorite segment.
It's almost like an unwritten rule that when you become a father, you become king of the bad dad jokes.
What is Forrest Gump's password? 1Forrest1.
Are you ready to laugh? We know at least one person is. Here's CB's dad joke of the day.
Oh, that's so great.
I'm really not good at it, and I keep forgetting my coffee mug and put my liquid death in there. So now I'm just drinking it straight from the can.
Is that one of the 2 I bought you? Or is that a different one?
I think this is the one of the ones you got me.
What flavor?
Scary strawberry. That's not
Maybe.
familiar? Okay.
Liquid Death is
No.
only
I brought you one that's got blue, and then the other one had
Okay.
like the purple or violet in it.
It's only meant to be drink from a can. It's the better experience.
Well, I've already killed 2 Liquid Death severed lime waters. Now I'm on my energy drink.
Okay.
All right. Man, I feel like a little bit of pressure. Scott's listening.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of pressure. No, it's all good. Mark, what did the traffic light say to the car?
I don't know, Chris. What did the traffic light say to the car?
Don't look, I'm changing. Don't look, I'm changing.
You can access the show on FM 96.9 AM 740. Always on the iHeart app, no matter where you are. Lock us into the preset button there. Watch this show at 96.9 The Game Orlando on our YouTube page. Click on the logo on the live button. You can also get that stream on Twitter, 96.9 Game On, where you can see Chris wearing his Colombian national soccer jersey.
Now I don't have Scott in here to challenge me to name a player, so I won't.
Well, go cheat and look up the roster. So when he does it later, you know, okay? I mean, it's not that hard.
I know.
Big match with Uzbekistan.
Viva Colombia.
Good chance I could show Chris a map and he wouldn't be able to identify Uzbekistan, but that's okay.
I'm going to send you a picture that my wife took of us this morning.
Whoa, hey. I mean, some things are meant to be private, Chris. I don't share that stuff with you. Huh?
Hang on.
What are you talking about?
Hang on.
Great radio. Chris is going to send me a picture of his phone to my phone.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's coming right now.
Yeah. How's it going?
There we go.
Here
You should have it.
And
that's me with baby girl in our Columbia jerseys.
Look
at that.
The best would be if both of you are sleeping and she stays up and watches the match. That'd be the best part about it. Yeah. She's like wide awake, locked in. Okay. All right. We're going to have Keith Smith on next segment for his weekly basketball visit with us, and a lot of things to get to with Keith. Now that the finals are done, the draft's coming up, free agency, which won't be very busy in the NBA this year, but all eyes are going to be on what happens with Giannis. And Chris, particularly in the NFL and in the NBA, and there are people that do it and do it very well in Major League Baseball, the NHL, and in college football, but the information person, you know, the NBA, Shams, Adam Schefter, and whoever else you want to put, and the race to get that information out. And at ESPN, while it may be Shams, there's others that are part of their NBA coverage, and it's no longer a part of what their job is. It is a major part about what their job is. For example, and I'm just mentioning visual, like Brian Windhorst. Okay, whether you like or dislike Brian Windhorst used to be a writer, okay, that was based in Akron. And good for him. He timed it perfectly with the rise of LeBron James, high school player, NBA player, and parlayed that into a successful career of writing for the local paper, then getting hired by ESPN to cover LeBron James wherever he was, and then become one of their key NBA people. Brian Windhorst barely writes anymore. Not that he can't write, but he barely writes anymore. He now does what? He's got multiple podcasts. He makes appearances on their many different shows. And one of his key responsibilities is what? It's information. And this isn't criticizing him. The same thing applies to Schefter and Shams and all of them. You better have something. And I'm not saying you better make it up. Like, you better have something because we have all these platforms and all this content, and we need you to come with something that generates eyeballs, hits, and clicks. It's not like, hey, give me a feature on why Jalen Brunson is a great closer. You know, like an idiot like me will read that. But it is about when you go on any platform we've got and somebody asks you about Giannis because it's the biggest thing now that the finals are done, your answer can't be, I don't know. It's got to be what I'm hearing. That doesn't mean you're falsely reporting something or making something. It's got to be, well, you know, I think Miami's got a package out there. That's not new news, but you've got to deliver that, right? So I want to play a clip for you, not of Brian Windhorst, but of someone else that also part of their responsibility is to provide information. And on their shows, Ramona Shelburne covers the NBA. Most of the time she's out west, but covers the NBA. So she's on their daily NBA show yesterday and discussing Giannis after Brian Windhorst says Giannis wants to join the Heat. Bucks do not like Heat offer. Okay. This went from, by the way, a few days ago, this deal will get done. They just don't want to announce during the NBA Finals to, well, maybe Boston's back in this. Maybe this team. So this is Ramona Shelburne on the NBA, what is it, today or whatever they run yesterday with her, you got to give something, right? So here she goes with her piece describing the teams that may or may not be in contention and how it all may play itself out, which, of course, I didn't have the clip queued up, right? Yeah, because that's how it happens. Oh, I can do that, right. 10 o'clock hour, WYGM Orlando, WJR HD2 Cocoa Beach, Orlando sports leader, Marc Daniels, the Beat of Sports. Okay, I think I got it.
I know that Giannis would want to go there.
Could it be like a Toronto situation with Kawhi?
I don't know that he would want to go there, and I know Jamal was reporting about Boston, but they have a nice potential package there. They were interested at the deadline. There's also the Boston Celtics option, but what would be in that deal? Are they taking Jaylen Brown back? Is Jaylen Brown in that? That's a lot of money to take back. I think there's another dark horse team that I've heard, Orlando. Good young players. They kind of topped out in the playoffs. We all know what happened in that first round against Detroit. Would Paolo Banchero be a guy they would ask? I mean, these are big, good young players. That's your guy. Okay, Jaylen.
I don't know Ramona Shelburne personally, okay? And I think she's very good at what she does, okay? That, my friends, is we've got 12 minutes in this segment. This is now a hot topic of the NBA. Everybody in the panel here needs an opinion. That's what it is. Now, there's nothing wrong, and we've done it on this show. I know the afternoon guys yesterday were talking about it, and others. I'm going to ask Kate Smith about it. And I said this even before Sean Sweeney got hired. Once the Magic made the decision to bring back Jeff Weltman, much earlier than you learned, and I learned, he has an obligation to understand everything that he can have access to. What is the market for Giannis? Are we, meaning the Magic, are we interested? And if so, how do I engage to find out what they might want? Even if you're not going to make it, you still have to know. And you're doing your work to find out, hey, Boston may be offering this, Miami this, and you're talking to everybody. You're talking to agents. You're talking to friends that are going to share information that are in similar positions. You have to do that. That's your job. You can't say, not interested. Nope, don't call me. Don't text me. I don't want to be a part of it. You can't do that. You have to gather as much information. Now, would they ever think about doing it? Well, the indication has been that stick to the plan, right? I mean, multiple times now at the trade deadline and then at the end of the season, the vibe anybody got from Jeff Weltman was, look, if we were healthy, look, if we could get these guys playing more together, if the indication clearly is we're going to stay the course. Now, you got to decide about Anthony Black and how much is he willing to take and what pieces you can change and how they either A, move Jonathan Isaac or they stretch him, meaning let him go, but he stretched the payments out. That appears to be the path. But you can't say never, right? Now, personally, this is my opinion. I think Giannis is still an elite player of the NBA, but are we headed towards the backside of the career? Is the prime still the medium prime? Is this now the latter part of the prime? We've done the numbers before, but just to throw it back out there, 36 games this year, 67 last year, 73, 63, 67, 61, 63. Those are the last 7 years of games played by Giannis. And because he came into the league at the age of 19, he's played 13 years. Is his 31, Chris, is that a little bit older, 31? Because, again, he was playing at the, a lot of guys, Franz, everybody came in at 18, 19, but it's now 13 years. Then you play the game. Okay, well, what would you do? Everybody can access a trade machine, okay? You want to have fun?
Let's do it.
I mean, I've done it before. I told you how. I mean, you literally could send Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter Jr., and Jace Richardson to Milwaukee for Giannis. I mean, you can have fun with this. You want a 3-team one?
How about it?
Okay, ready? And I don't think this team would take this player. If Jaylen Brown went to Milwaukee and some other pieces that made it work, but Jaylen Brown to Milwaukee, Giannis here, and the same three go to Boston in Franz, Wendell, Carter Jr., Jay Switch. I mean, it works financially, but anybody can play this game here. If you're an Orlando Magic fan today, Chris, does the thought of Giannis and the team excite you if you don't have Franz Wagner?
I would much rather trade Franz than Paolo.
Oh, no, I just said.
Yeah. But I mean, your starting lineup already is just so ridiculously expensive. Can't stay healthy. There's very little depth.
Now, you would think if he came here knowing Sean Sweeney, a few public comments that he's made, signing an extension would be a guarantee. You got to be careful, though. He doesn't have to sign an extension.
That's not, I don't consider that a guarantee.
And then are you scared because of a 31-year-old that now hasn't played above 70 games only once in the years that I just told you that? Look, I still think today they lean towards staying exactly where they are, but you got to do your due diligence. But you're going to hear a lot of stuff out there, man. Why? Because you got to fill content, man. So people are throwing stuff all over the place, and I'm not quite sure anybody knows exactly. Someone that I think has a better idea than me, Keith Smith, joins us next.
Time to talk basketball with Keith Smith. The latest on the Magic and around the NBA. Follow Keith on Twitter at Keith Smith NBA.
All right, we talk hoops with Keith Smith. Please follow and support his work at Keith Smith NBA on X or Twitter. He's got a lot of great stuff, including these off-season breakdowns, and he's got the latest of the Magic that's posted up there as well. You can get the links at Keith Smith NBA. Good morning, Keith. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
All right. Look, the Knicks win the championship. I'll take my excitement and put it aside so we can focus on some basketball stuff here. But give me your thoughts. What did you take away of a series which had 5 fascinating games, and yet someone won 4 games to 1? The Spurs led for so many minutes. The Knicks found a way to come back and win these games. What are your takeaways of first the Knicks winning the championship, and then what happened to the Spurs here?
Yeah, I think, for the Knicks, obviously, incredible season for them. They, just plugged away through the regular season, and then in the playoffs, fell down 2-1 to the Hawks, which is remarkable in retrospect, and then just rolled from there. I know they lost the 1 game to the Spurs, but they were hammering everybody. Now, if you're the Spurs, you're looking at it as it's, a situation where we were in every single one of these games. They were right there. They had a chance to win. And they got to be coming away saying, how do we figure out how to close better against the best closer in the league, Jalen Brunson? And that's really ultimately what it came down to. How do we hold these leads? How do we close better? But, I hope they don't overreact, because they also had an incredible season, and really a season where it was like better than expected, quicker than expected.
Wemby seems like he walks out of here for the first time dealing with some negativity. I think that he's still going to be one of the NBA's great players. I'm going to chalk this up as a learning lesson that 3-4 years he may look back and be embarrassed at some of the things, both on the court and even off the court. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I think, for Wemby, we're in a spot where very quickly we build players up, we build teams up, and then we just as quickly want to tear them down. And with Wemby, it had been nothing but goodwill and things going into it. And then I think people found reasons when in the playoffs to kind of tear this guy down. And he certainly had his moments of frustration where he elbowed some guys. He committed some flagrant fouls. He did some things that looked a little bit, sketchy and maybe even over the line. And I think some of that came from the frustration of a long season. He was clearly tired by the end of it. I think he gets beaten up quite a bit himself, extremely physical with the way he gets knocked around and pushed around, because that's how teams see the way they have to deal with it. And then eventually he reacted. And I think what's important, though, is, and I think it's being overlooked a little, he came out of the final saying, like, hey, this was a lot of lessons learned for me and for the team about how I need to be better, how the team needs to be better. And now we'll see, what he applies going into the next season.
People are quick to go, well, the Spurs have to move off of De'Aaron Fox and he'll be someplace else next year. This isn't fantasy sports. That's fine. His extension just starts. You know this, Keith. That's not an easy contract to move, is it?
It's not easy, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as some people are making it out to be. I think, we instantly go, there's no room for nuance anymore. It's either guys are amazing or they're trash, and they're way overpaid and the contract's horrible and everything, where, before the finals, really before the playoffs, we would have said, all right, De'Aaron Fox on a max deal. Yeah. That's pretty reasonable. Like we think that's probably in a place where, you kind of get it. Now we're in a position where it's become, he stinks. You got to get rid of him because he was really bad in the finals. And I think the challenge that when you kind of get in there is, he did have a good season. Was an all-star again, but I think the challenge for Fox was he was rough, but he was hurt. Very clearly had an injury that he probably shouldn't have been playing on at all. And now we're in this position where, all right, what are we going to take out of that? What are we going to put against it? In the Spurs, I think the other big thing is Dylan Harper emerged, and he's ready. And you have Harper and Castle, and you're going to eventually move on with those guys as the backcourt. Now, I think it'll probably be sometime into next season, and then what we'll be saying is, man, Fox is all right, and they've now got this massive chunk of tradable salary because they're trading from depth at the guard position, and they'll be able to make something work eventually.
Emotions sometimes play a role in these things. What's a likely deal for Mitchell Robinson? I mean, the Knicks cannot lose Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson and Landry Shamet are their two big free agents. Now, of course, if you're the Knicks, even without those guys in the mix, they're pushing up against the aprons. They are only about $10 million under that second apron, and that's without a contract for Robinson factored in. Never mind Shamet. So now you're in a position where, all right, if they're going to bring back Mitchell Robinson, they're going to be up and over that second apron because there are no. It's not like they have a $15 million player where you're like, all right, we'll move that guy off the books, and not a big deal because all their big salaries apply to Towns, Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, and Hart. None of those guys are going anywhere. All that said, I think James Dolan in the past has paid large amounts of luxury tax for teams that weren't nearly as successful as this one. I think they're going to do what it takes to keep Robinson in the fold. Shamet may be one where they may need to look at and say, all right, how can we kind of recreate him? What can we do to get somebody in who's, still on a minimum deal to fill out the roster? Because seems going to be wildly expensive. It is important to note they do have a draft pick this year, so they'll be able to do some stuff in the draft with that. But yeah, I think Robinson is a must re-sign for them. That said, there will be competition. He would look awfully good for a Lakers team that needs a rim protecting big man, and that's it's something that they may be looking to spend some money on. But we'll see kind of how this comes together. But I think the Knicks are going to do what they have to keep him in the fold.
Okay, I want to play a clip. I played it actually last segment, but I want your thoughts on it. I'm not criticizing anybody because this is the time of year where you got to have information, whether it's accurate or just kind of in the gray area. This is Ramona Shelburne yesterday on ESPN's NBA show when it comes to Giannis and all the different scenarios.
That Giannis would want to go there.
Could it be like a Toronto situation with Kawhi?
I don't know that he would want to go there, and I know Jamal was reporting about Boston, but they have a nice potential package there. They were interested at the deadline. There's also the Boston Celtics option, but what would be in that deal? Are they taking Jaylen Brown back? Is Jaylen Brown in that? That's a lot of money to take back. I think there's another dark horse team that I've heard, Orlando. Good young players. They kind of topped out in the playoffs. We all know what happened in that first round against Detroit. Would Paolo Banchero be a guy they would ask? I mean, these are big, good young players. That's
Keith, juicy stuff that we got to fill shows like this right now, huh? A lot of stuff there. Let me do this first about the Magic. Jeff Weltman has an obligation for the people that he works for to gather as much information about everybody. It is easy to try to connect dots about, Sean Sweeney and that connection. But do you believe the Magic have any interest in a deal to break up what they've got and to bring in Giannis because of Sean Sweeney? And do you think that they are kind of a wild card play here, or is this just fun content right now?
Yeah, I think for the Magic, what they could sell the Bucks on is whether it's Paolo or it's Franz. Here is a young player under contract long term that you could kind of rebuild around as you reorient your franchise, plus whatever else they put in the deal, because that's not enough alone to get it done simply from a salary matching standpoint. So then it becomes, all right, where are we going? Where it falls short for the Magic is they don't have any draft capital because it all gets traded for Desmond Bane. And that's not a criticism. That's just a reality of where they're at. So I think it's probably very likely that the Magic have looked into it, just like the other 28 teams that don't have Giannis Antetokounmpo have looked into it. I think everybody is at some point. All right, Giannis is very clearly available, so we're going to call and see what does it take. I think the reported offer that we've seen from the Heat, I think teams are looking at and saying, well, geez, that's not all that great. We can probably beat that. And I think there's a handful of teams that are looking into that, and Orlando may be one of them. But the question then becomes is, they've spent so long building around this team. Do they want to go that direction? That's where it gets, really, really tricky for the Magic. Is you're going to have to break up a big part of it. And you're only doing it if Giannis says, yes, I will re-sign in Orlando long term, because they are nowhere near close enough to make a Raptors 1 year kind of move and say, hey, we'll figure it out when it gets to that, with like they did with Kawhi.
I think sometimes I've said this before. Different teams have to have different agendas because of the history of their franchise and their recent history. The Magic are trying to win their first championship. They've had a core of young players. In Boston, they just won a championship not that long ago. It's a different approach. It's a different history. So when you try to compare teams, what they're willing to sacrifice, people are like, well, Boston's about to break it up again. Okay, it's different, the approach of the two teams. But I go back now to the Celtics, which you cover. All of a sudden, Jaylen Brown's posting weird things on social media about grass is greener and things like that. So is he about to say, forget it? Then trade me. I don't want to be here either.
I think it was the neighbor's rice smells better or something, which was a new one. I've never heard that one before. But, yeah, I think with Jaylen Brown, this is a guy who is very clearly he's had sensitivity when he's been mentioned in trade talks before. We're only a couple of years away from it. It was rumored that Boston was ready to move him to Brooklyn for Kevin Durant before Durant got traded to the Phoenix Suns. So it's one of those things where it is, is this real? Is this not real? Where is it? I think the Celtics are interested. I think the Celtics are very aware of, it'd be awesome to have Tatum, Brown, and Giannis, but the CBA exists and the ability to build out a team around those guys when it would take 4 or 5, maybe even 6 players to match salary otherwise for Giannis makes it very unlikely they're going to be able to build a quality team around those guys. It'd be really tough. So I think that becomes, all right, well, then it's got to be Jaylen Brown. And there's at some point there has to be an understanding of, hey, when you're a really good player and you're being mentioned in trade talks for other really good players, that's just kind of how it works. It's where it is. But I think for the Celtics, it's probably a case of, all right, can we make it happen? Can we get it done? All right, let's get it done. But I think it's, one of those situations again where it's it's very easy to, and we're part of it on Spot Track with our trade machine. It's very easy to fire up the trade machine, do a couple clicks, and a trade is done. It's tough.
Oh, I sent Brown to Milwaukee. I sent Franz and Wendell Carter Jr. and Jace Richardson to Boston and Giannis here. And it worked. And I thought, well, that's easy. I mean, come on.
Sure.
You just press a few buttons. I want to get back to the Magic, and I encourage people to get to Keith's off-season breakdown for the Magic at Spot Rack, and you can go at Keith Smith NBA. Can you explain, I know I've asked you before, the Jonathan Isaac situation, why he may be a tradable piece, and if not, how the Magic stretch dollars out, and is there anybody else that may fit into that category?
Sure, yeah. For Isaac, he's on the books right now for $14.5 million for Orlando for next season, but only $8 million of that is guaranteed. So the Magic could try to trade him, and then they're off the hook entirely, minus whatever salary they bring back. But once when we move towards the off season, there is, the chance that they could move him. There are a handful of teams that still have, ways they could acquire Isaac, with Orlando taking very little back or even almost nothing back if Orlando wanted to pay to get off Jonathan Isaac's contract. I don't have a sense that that's really what they want to do. So then it becomes, all right, well, if the Magic gave Jonathan Isaac, they have to eat $8 million. But because he has 2 non-guaranteed years left after this upcoming season, when you waive and stretch a player, you can spread that cap hit in dead money out over twice the number of years plus a year. So for Orlando, he has 3 years left on his contract. That becomes twice plus 1. That's 7. So then effectively it's about a $1.1 million dead money cap hit. And I think for the Magic, because as we enter the offseason, they are right up against that second apron. And that it's just more expensive than they've ever been. It's not really where they want to be. It's so limiting in making any other moves. It would limit them in what they bring back. And then you're stuck in season. They're going to let Jonathan Isaac go one way or another. I think that's one of the more obvious transactions where they trade him or they waive and stretch him. If they waive and stretch him, now all of a sudden they're under the first apron by a little bit. They still got a little bit more room to go. And then we kind of just keep plugging forward. But I think that's just we reached the end point of his chance to be a viable player for the Magic are done and over. So they're going to move on and start resetting the depth behind the core as best they can.
Austin Reeves, Kawhi Leonard, Trae Young. How many, if all or none, are elsewhere?
I would bet on none. I don't think Kawhi is going anywhere, barring something crazy happens with the investigation and contracts being voided and whatnot, which we still have no clarity on that. And as an aside, teams are upset. The Clippers are very upset, as well as other teams are like, what's the deal? What's happening? Because this is Kawhi Leonard. It's a major player. And then Trae Young, he's probably going to opt in and then immediately re-sign a fairly long extension with the Wizards, either 2 or 3 years, but bring his overall number down so that as other players get expensive, they can help build out a nice roster with Young a part of it. And then Austin Reeves, there's a lot of buzz, but the Lakers want to have him back. He wants to be back with the Lakers. Unless the Lakers start getting real stingy with him, and there's no sense that they're going to, he's going to be back in Los Angeles. What will happen is their big decision is LeBron or not. If they bring him back LeBron, they stay over the salary cap. They'll probably bring back some guys, maybe make a trade or two. If LeBron's leaving town, they've got roughly $50 million in cap space to get out there on the market, and then they'll be building out a roster around Doncic and Reeves as best they can.
Keith is on X or Twitter at Keith Smith NBA. He's got his offseason preview series up now. It includes the Magic. It's a great breakdown and answers a lot of questions that you might have, not just about the Magic, but other teams as well. Please check out and support his work. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
And the phone monster just ate him. By the way, what are you doing over there?
I was being interviewed. You're about to.
I look up. I'm in a deep interview with Keith Smith. We got real basketball issues, and I look up. You got a microphone. You got like other people in there.
I was being interviewed.
What?
You're about to get this. You're about to get the same interview.
Yeah, right.
You're about to get the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero chance of that happening.
Yeah, I love Mark talking about, I'm like hardest. No, I'm sitting here. I know what's going on here.
Yeah, this mic light's going to stay on for the next 8 days. I'll starve in here before I walk out of there.
I mean, the door has locks.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You're about to give the same interview.
Do you want me to go bring him in? The way Mark just stared daggers at me.
Good luck kicking the door in to get in.
Yeah.
Anyway, the U.S. Open begins tomorrow at Shinnecock, which has been one of the most difficult courses in the history for the USGA. People wonder if anybody's going to be under par. Someone that's played the course during a U.S. Open explains why it's so tough next. The U.S. Open begins tomorrow at Shinnecock, and if you don't know about this course, it has a history of being, if not the toughest, certainly one of the toughest courses ever to host the U.S. Open. Cliff Kresge, the former PGA Pro, played a U.S. Open on this course a few years ago, back in 2004. Been a guest on our show to talk about, for example, major tournaments like this. Welcome back. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for hopping on. The U.S. Open's always a special tournament, obviously, with Father's Day weekend, and often the course is part of the storyline. It has to be at Shinnecock. I gave the numbers before. In the history of the U.S. Open played at this course, 3 golfers have finished under par total. The last being Retief Goosen. He and Phil Mickelson were under par when Retief won it in 2004. You played on the course then. Ray Floyd did it in 98. In 95 and 2018, there wasn't a single golfer in red. So describe to the weekend duffer out there just how difficult this course is and has always been.
Yeah, this is one of the most incredible U.S. Open venues that you could have. I kind of liken it to Oakmont, where it's U.S. Open ready every day. They don't have to do a whole lot to it to get ready for this week. And but they got to be careful. You know, they've already overdone it more than once. And I'm hearing this year they're actually going to have, so it's kind of funny, hydration breaks for the greens where they're going to water at like 2 o'clock every day because it's going to be windy. They're going to dry out. It'll be like putting, you know, on your marble table trying to stop putts. And sometimes when you get that much undulation in the greens, it won't stop until it goes off the green. As a matter of fact, in 2004, the year we were talking about, Billy Mayfair and I putted off the green 3 times in the first 7 holes.
That had to be fun. I'm sure that was.
No, it was not fun at all.
We've heard this over the years, about the USGA and how they make the course. I guess my question here is, the course is hard enough to begin with. What else does the USGA really need to do? And how do you approach it mentally when you know going into a tournament that you're fighting for par and on some holes bogey? That's obviously it's different if you're playing, for example, at Augusta, where there are opportunities to get birdies. So how do you mentally approach a course that you know it's going to have to be sometimes accept a bogey?
Exactly. That's a great point. The USGA has a habit of making you have, it's not only a physical test, but it's a mental test. And bogeys are okay. You can get by. You can come back from bogeys. When you start making double bogeys and higher, it's very difficult to come back. There's not a lot of birdies. You can make as many pars as you can, and that's the recipe for the U.S. Open, is to just par to death. And if you can do that in the end, you're going to have a pretty darn good chance. And it's not as easy as it sounds, but that's the bottom line. If you can hit fairways and hit the middle of the greens and try to keep it on these complexes and make pars, you're ahead of everybody else. I was going to ask a question. How many players in the field at the end of the day will not make a double bogey this week?
I don't know. And whoever probably is in that category is got a good chance to win, I would think, right?
Yes, I agree.
What is fair to you about what the USGA does to courses and what's not fair?
That's a great question. The not fair is exactly putting pins in places where, if the ball won't stay still on the green, if we're going to have a windy day like we did back in 2004, where the wind can literally blow the ball off the green. Matter of fact, holes number 7 and holes number 11 are probably the most extreme, contours greens on the golf course. And number 11, I think I hit a 7-iron or something onto the green, and walking up to the green, a huge gust came up and blew my ball off the green down into the front bunker. I mean, is that fair? But, what am I supposed to do? And nothing I can do about it. I had to play it. And I think when things like that start happening is when it gets out of control and you get a lot of frustration. Guys start saying things to the media that aren't good, and it makes the USGA look bad. And USGA wants to protect par, but sometimes they overdo it. And I'm hoping that this time they don't get in the way of Shinnecock because it is a spectacular venue.
I read the triangulation of holes here, 4 to 6, 10 to 13, 14 to 16, designed where the wind comes into play. I've also heard others say triangulation, strangulation. If you don't have favorable winds, how much of a factor is the wind on this course, particularly in some of these really tougher holes?
It's a huge factor. Like I said, wind can blow balls off the green when they're that fast. And, not to mention hitting your ball in the air, trying to control your trajectory with your shots off the tee and into the green. And a little thing that people aren't really talking about is how creative people have to be when pitching around the greens. When you do miss a green, make sure you make no more than bogey. It's going to be razor sharp chipping ability, speed ability, trajectory ability to get the ball close to the hole when you miss the green. And if you do not hit that spot perfectly, you're looking at double bogey really quickly.
Cliff Kresge's with us, former PGA pro, and played a Shinnecock for U.S. Open back in 2004, a year after finishing in the top 10 of the Open. What style of play best suits a course like this? And then to follow up, what's the discipline of maybe keeping the driver in the bag on some holes because of what that rough is like?
Yeah, the fairways aren't super tight, so you can go ahead and hit driver. But if you do not hit it in the fairway, now they have what they call this kind of gets longer rough as you get off the fairway, which I kind of like. The further you hit it offline, the worse it is. Like Bryson did a video where he tried to hit, strong as he is, he tried to hit it out of the fescue, and he barely moved the golf ball. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to hit to play golf from the rough, and it should be that way. And so I think somebody that can hit a lot of fairways, a lot of greens, kind of like a Tommy Fleetwood, if he can just keep hitting fairway after green. I think he shot 64 here back in whenever Brooks won last time. And he could be a guy that could be a danger guy. If he can putt decent, he's the perfect kind of guy to win a U.S. Open.
You mentioned Tommy Fleetwood. Is there anybody else, either A, that their game suits this course, or B, you just have enjoyed watching recently that can carry that into this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Brooks won here the last time it was played. Yeah, I mean, his game was trending in the right direction. I really like the way he made some changing in his putting stroke, where he gave a little more release of the putter, and he was hitting the ball on line. The ball was hugging the ground. It was beautiful. And he was coming along and playing really well, and all of a sudden he hurt his hand last weekend and had the withdrawal. So that's going to be interesting. I would have thought he'd be the guy to beat. But now that this is kind of an unknown, we don't really know whether or not he's going to be 100%. So I would have liked his chances. Obviously the Rorys and the Scotty Schefflers of the world are going to be, up there. But there's some other guys I want to talk about too.
Go ahead. Who else?
Want me to do that now?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me who else. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple things that I like. This is kind of like a Pinehurst type golf course and Augusta National when it's firm, where you got to hit all kinds of creative chip shots and pitch shots around the green. And I think a guy like Hideki is very, very good at chipping and pitching the golf ball. When he won at Augusta, he hit some phenomenal pitch shots around those greens. And you just have to be so precise with bump and runs and hitting them up hills where they go down after you get to the, you just barely get it up over that peak, and then it's going to go away from you. And if you don't hit it hard enough, it comes back to your feet. You hit it too hard, it goes off on the other side of the green. So, I mean, it's going to be very difficult. And I think he's very, very good at those shots. And I think he's a guy to look out for. I also like Jordan Spieth. He's a very good pitcher of the golf ball. His game is starting to trend in the right direction. But those are the type of guys that, I'm still nervous about his putting. But I think his game is trending in the right direction.
How many guys will lose the tournament or lose their chance by tomorrow because you could look up and you could be down 8 to 10 strokes 5 hours into this?
That's exactly right. You can't win it on the first day, but you sure can lose it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be windy on Thursday. Might be important to have a morning tee time, but you have to keep your head. I mean, you're going to make bogeys, and you have to just keep trying to hit the fairway, keep trying to hit the greens. It's going to be a long tournament, and you just got to one foot in front of the other, just keep going. But if you get behind the 8 ball quickly, it's very difficult to recover.
All right, predict the winning score.
Man, I if the wind stays up, I think even par will win the golf tournament.
Like, I think plus
If
2
the-
might win the golf
It might be
tournament.
over par.
Yeah.
It could be over par if the wind picks up and they get the greens, where they've gotten them before, where they're really close to overboard. Even par is going to be a heck of a score.
Last, every major is unique, and every golfer wants to win it. The Masters, a green jacket. The Open Championship, because history there. To pros, winning the U.S. Open means what?
Well, I think if you're an American, it's got to be one of the most sought after majors in the world. I mean, obviously the Masters is probably number one, but as far as American golfers, the U.S. Open's got to be really close too. I'm not 100% sure if I was from England or if I was from Spain or South Africa, if I put that number one on my list or not. They might be geared more towards the Open Championship, but for me, the U.S. Open would be 1B.
Last question. If a guy chips on a par 3 course from 89 yards, does he get to count it as a hole-in-one, or is it a cheap hole-in-one?
You mean if he's playing a par 3 course and makes a hole-in-one?
Yeah.
Well, I say it's a hole-in-one, but I think a hole-in-one should probably one of the 4 par 3s on a regular golf course. If you played a par 3 golf course over and over and over, your chances of making a hole-in-one are better, right? So, but I would count it.
Chris, Cliff just broke my heart because it's the closest I've come to a hole-in-one. So then I'm guessing the clown nose on 18 on a Pirates Cove golf course, you won't count that as a hole-in-one either then, right?
Nah, I don't think so. I think everybody makes a hole-in-one.
Yeah. Cliff Kresge, the former PGA pro. Hey, enjoy the tournament. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. Should be fun.
It was 89 yards. 17 years old. Yeah. Can't count it.
I don't blame him.
No, he's right. He's right. I mean, even when I made it, I was going crazy. Like, it doesn't really count.
You know what? Screw it. It's a hole-in-one.
Nah.
It's a hole-in-one.
I don't want to be that way.
Hole-in-one.
Nah. I don't want to.
So anything mini golf-wise doesn't count as a hole-in-one?
Well, to me.
Okay.
To me, like, I got more respect, Chris. If you bounce that baby off more than 3 panels to get the hole-in-one, that to me it's better than 16 at Augusta on Sunday. Like, if you ace that, fine, but you bounce it off 3 different panels to get a hole-in-one at a miniature golf course,
going through the lighthouse, the windmill. Like,
right?
Come on,
yeah. I mean,
that's got to count.
They stick you there on a Sunday afternoon. At Augusta National, whatever, but
trying to impress a date.
People walking all over that turf all day. God knows what debris there and so forth.
You got a date with you, first date. You got to show off.
In a colored ball, too. It could be like purple.
The amount of pressure that is added on.
The dirt on the grip with a putter. It's as valuable as a hole-in-one.
35, 5-year-olds rubbing their boogers all over it.
The weight on 8 when we had 16 people in front of us just to get through. Not easy.
Well, but no, Chris brings up a good point, though. If you're on a date, you have to assert that you can win. You got to double. You got to win and win big, right?
Oh, it's just getting the hole-in-one.
When's the last time you played miniature golf?
God. Probably 15 plus years.
Has it? Okay. It's been a long, long time. Are you the type of person that has to have the scorecard and actually keep score?
Oh, you're damn straight.
Okay. I can't stand people like, no, we're not keeping score. Like, yeah, we are.
What's the point of this then?
Like, no, we're just shut up. No.
What is the point?
We're keeping score.
Yeah.
If there's a scoreboard, we're keeping score.
Yeah, we're keeping score.
Like, my daughter's gonna learn very quickly. You're not beating dad for a very long time.
But you know the people I'm talking about. Like, oh no, like, Bill, what'd you get? I don't know.
Yeah, get off the
don't know.
course.
Oh, we're not keeping score. Yeah, Scott,
go home.
Go to the car.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
We're keeping
walk
score.
home.
Yeah.
You're holding me up because you guys want to play for fun?
Right.
No.
Guys,
play to win.
Guys, I just had an idea. What if we set up like a miniature golf thing around the building?
Here?
Yeah. There's enough desks.
Like right now?
There's enough desks.
Yeah, you'd have no problem. There's nobody here. It's a Wednesday. There's nobody here at 11 o'clock in the morning.
There's a meeting in 409. Hey, we got to play through.
We could have a par 72 in this course and nobody would know. I mean, in this place, nobody would know. There's nobody in the building, crying out loud. 11 o'clock hour kicks off with the news. Next World Cup update, though, first. Speaking of that World Cup, Chris has got his Colombian jersey on as he's set for action. Yesterday, though, 4 matches on the Tuesday schedule. France, a couple of goals, Kylian Mbappe, and they beat Senegal by a score of 3-1. Norway, Erling Haaland had 2 goals as they beat Iraq 4-1. And Argentina gets the hat trick from Lionel Messi. They win 3-0 in their opening match. And then late last night, if you really stayed up late, Austria beat Jordan by a score of 3-1. Today's schedule includes Portugal and Congo setting at 1 o'clock. England and Croatia play at AT&T Stadium in Arlington at 4. 7 o'clock match, Ghana and Panama. And Chris will fall asleep tonight when Colombia takes on Uzbekistan in Mexico City. World Cup update brought to you by friends at Fiddler's Green Irish Pub, 544 West Fairbank Street in Winter Park. Coverage also brought to you by Carlsberg Beer and Jameson Irish Whiskey.
Let's really do the news.
Yes.
Now it is time to do the news.
But now it's time for the news.
11 o'clock hour, WYGM Orlando, WJR HD2 Cocoa Beach. World Cup yesterday, Messi gets a hat trick as Argentina wins the match over Algeria. 4 more matches today. England and Croatia goes at 4 o'clock later tonight. Chris will be long sleeping when Colombia takes on Uzbekistan. He's wearing a Colombian soccer jersey today. Does your wife have a jersey too, or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw your lovely daughter's all dressed up.
Yeah, we're all in matching Columbia jerseys. Luis Suarez, by the way.
Just dropping names, huh?
Yep. Luis Diaz.
What do you think about that?
Andres
Harris?
Gomez.
Huh? What do you think about that? Yeah.
You've pulled things up, haven't you?
I may have told them to check the roster earlier when you were not in the studio. It's possible. I said, hey, before Scott comes back, just go click on our roster and start getting a couple of names.
Hey, by the way, can I shout out the news heads?
Your segment's later in the hour. By the way, it's moved to 11:35.
What? Why?
I'm like,
What do you mean?
yes. NBA Finals.
That affects me.
TV ratings are in the.
I'm not Mike O'Donnell where I have to be like, oh, I'm flying. I need
Most watched Game 5 since 1998. The audience, by the way, peaked at 33 million during Game 5. Yeah. And the numbers, people go back and say, well, the audience for Jordan and so forth. How people consume any sport today is different. And if I had to guess, and I am guessing here, the audience worldwide for the NBA Finals was probably, I wouldn't say significantly, but absolutely greater than any NBA Finals in this country before. Not just because the Knicks, but because of Wemby.
I was going to say, I think because of Wemby, it would be significantly bigger.
Because these ratings don't take into account the European coverage of that audience. So,
by the way, can we just, and I know it's specifically for the NBA that we always do this. Can we just stop with the comparing of eras?
No.
Can we just stop with it?
Scott said no.
I said no.
It's
Mark,
never,
how would you on a Mount Rushmore?
Oh boy.
How would you rank the 2026 Knicks against the 2025 Boston Celtics?
Scott knows I love stuff like that. Yeah.
Also,
Meanwhile,
is Jalen Brunson a top 5 player?
Right. Meanwhile, John Tortorella not coming back to the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Rangers.
Hired in March on an interim basis, no guarantee. The buzz is he asked for a lot of money, and Vegas was like, never mind.
Back to the Rangers?
No, we're sticking with what we got. Wasn't very good last year, but we're sticking with what we got. Cameron Jordan coming back for the Saints.
He's got probably a little bit left in the tank.
37-year-old.
Yeah.
37 years old.
Break it down. Grade the signing.
Second to Von Miller in total sacks among active players. Yeah, he's been a good player.
Yeah, he's been solid and stayed with one team, I believe.
Scott ranked the signing. God. Baker Mayfield did say, what else do I got to prove?
Winning the playoffs.
Don't
choke a what?
OTAs are underway.
Don't choke a 6-game division lead.
Whoa! Oh!
I like Baker Mayfield. You got a lot to prove.
Spicy here.
No I in team, Chris.
Shinnecock Hills gets set to host the U.S. Open. Of course, it's going to be real difficult, and weather may play a factor in all this as well. Round 1 gets underway tomorrow. College World Series, we're down to the Final 4. West Virginia must beat North Carolina twice. They'll play today. If they win, they'll have to come back and play them again.
Will that guy be there?
Which guy?
The one that was being interviewed that you sent me a picture of?
Oh, the mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the raccoon there?
It's on his head.
No, remember you sent me a picture of somebody holding.
Oh, that was the first game they played that, Chris, you saw that, right? The guy behind home plate holding up a raccoon.
Yeah, didn't he have like a snake belt? Or was that something else?
No, the snake belt was an actual person wearing a pair of jeans with a snake as its belt at an arena football game that I called many years ago.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, so it's West Virginia and Carolina on one side and Oklahoma and Georgia the other. Carolina and Oklahoma need one win to get to the championship round. And that's what we got for you in the world of sports. Movie Wednesday coming up in about
Next.
25 minutes. In about 25 minutes.
Next.
Meanwhile, a little bit more on Brendan Sorsby and his situation. He, again, I just checked. He still has not had his eligibility restored in college football.
Can I ask
I'm sorry, taken away. He's still eligible. If he's still eligible, he's not eligible for the supplemental draft. Someone that analyzed what the Big 12 did to play checkmate. Did Jeffrey Kessler, his agent, make a mistake? And what is, if there is precedent of what the Big 12 did here? Will join us. Yes, what?
If he keeps his eligibility in college football, is Texas Tech going to play him this season?
No, this may be formality. I'm just telling you, it didn't happen yesterday. It
I'm
may be a
saying
formality.
if the judge keeps the eligibility intact.
No, he may sue.
So he sued to get his eligibility back. Now we're going to sue to get out of the eligibility.
Actually, what he may need to do is say, hey, somebody get me to a casino quickly. He's got to do something to make him ineligible again.
Oh,
more on that next.
He's the voice you trust for the teams you love. You're listening to Marc Daniels and the Beat of Sport.
A couple of days ago, when all that stuff went down with Brendan Sorsby and when the Big 12 made their legal move, this guy was all over the place. I know David McKenzie, the lawyer's back with us. I appreciate. I don't know if I was one of your early interviews, but man, you're like a rock star now. I got to go through a PR firm to get you. You got handlers and everything. You're like really big now.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm that big, but yeah, I think you were one of my first interviews, as a matter of fact, back during the Florida State ACC interviews.
Yeah. Well, give me your thought about what the Big 12 did and why it ended up being such a game changer in this. You've written about this. You've done a number of interviews, and a lot of people pointed to your observation. What stood out to you that you said, "Whoa, that was pretty good"?
Well, I think that's suing Texas Tech. And, I do have to name the Texas AG for sending a letter to the Big 12, basically threatening to sue the Big 12 and its constituent members for $200 million, I believe it was.
Yeah.
On the antitrust theory. He invoked federal antitrust laws as well as Texas state antitrust laws. And that was just an unforced error, in my opinion, because it gave the Big 12 what they needed to do, or what they needed to have in order to go into federal court and seek a declaration that their contract with Texas Tech means business and that they can enforce its own rules, which includes keeping a player who has a gambling problem and who's gambled on his own team from playing against other member schools.
Was that a mistake? I mean, was that an emotional mistake? Because from a legal standpoint, David, why did Ken Paxton, and clearly Texas Tech knew what was going on, why'd they do that?
I think it must have been emotional. I mean, or impulsive at the very least. I've been doing this now for decades, and I've done mostly intellectual property law. And so I've had to send a number of letters about potential infringement, potential damages, or potential liability. But I'm always very careful to never accuse the other side of actually infringing. Because once I do that, then I've given the keys to the courthouse to the other side to go ahead and sue my client in their home state for a declaration of non-infringement. It's no different here. Now, on the flip side, I've had clients receive letters that were threatening and claiming that we were infringing. And so in order to just basically get the upper hand in the dispute, I sue them. And so on behalf of my clients, and that's exactly what I think happened in this instance. The Big 12 was like, no, you're talking about, screw me, no, screw you, essentially. And I think that's what happened.
Jeffrey Kessler's really good. He's got a pretty good record against the NCAA. I'm not quite sure he messed up, but he had to have put his hand on his forehead when the Paxton letter goes out. Well, I mean, what do you make of what happened with Kessler here?
Oh, I think he's a very talented lawyer. There's no dispute about that. And nobody can hold him accountable for advocating for Sorsby, and he's done a remarkable job in doing so. But yes, I think he probably was gobsmacked and slapped his hand on his forehead and said, "What are you doing, Paxton?" Because he knew that this was probably going to happen and unravel the good work, even though I disagreed with the ultimate outcome, the good work he did on behalf of his client. So he was probably very, blindsided by that. Why the letter was sent is, maybe it was a political reason. I don't know. But even Texas Tech's own base was very uncomfortable with the Sorsby thing. So I'm not sure it was the best political move either.
A lot of people have wondered over the years, you and I have talked about a variety of topics regarding the NCAA and see what the Big 12 did and how Brett Yormark comes out of this. And they kind of wonder, well, wait a minute, how come the Big 12 was able to fight to enforce their rules, but the NCAA can't?
Well, that's a good question. I think the answer is that the Big 12 is in contract with Texas Tech, and the Big 12 is not necessarily in contract with Brendan Sorsby. And so it was basically seeking a declaration through that contract that its contract with Texas Tech meant business and that it was entitled to keep a player who had been betting on his games off the field. Now, one of the interesting things here is that there has always been traditionally in the law, like this is pre-Alston, pre-settlement days, pre-NIL days, is that courts have kind of implied a contract between the player and the NCAA. Now that doesn't make a lot of sense. And the contract really is between the school and the player because the school is paying them and the NCAA doesn't pay them. So I think that there needs to be some clarity around that, but it's a good question. It's not entirely clear. In the old days, I think there would be some privity of contract between the player and the NCAA, but that doesn't make any sense now. And the law has just not caught up with that.
I want to ask about Sorsby in a moment, but does this latest do anything to prevent people from going judge hopping like we've seen, not just in this case, but in other cases? Let's just go find a judge in our area and we'll get the ruling we want. Does what we saw the last few days change any of that?
It doesn't, and I do want everybody to know that I do think most judges are fair and impartial, and they really are just applying the law to the facts, and they get to that result. And they're not really, there's not really, generally speaking, a home field advantage. But I have to say, we're seeing some really bad examples of a home field advantage and home cooking from what appear to be, I can't say this with complete confidence, but appear to be judges that are operating on home field advantage. And this was a case. Now, I think there's some discussion out there about how the NCAA showed up at the hearing in this matter and were not prepared and were cocky and just rude or something like that. And, if you do that, a judge can go against you. But there was really no reason to grant this order whatsoever. And it has all the appearances that it was a home field advantage situation. And quite frankly, I thought the same thing that came out of Leon County in the ACC FSU dispute. So you also saw it in the Trinidad Chambliss case with Ole Miss. So you're getting these kind of wonky rulings. And so a lot of people believe, and I think even ESPN, Dan Wetzel came out and said, you got to stop interfering with college athletics, these local judges. And I think there's some truth to that. And interestingly, the Texas Court of Appeals have been very clear. The Supreme Court, as a matter of fact, has been very clear. Judges should stay out of college sports disputes. And so we had an instance in this Sorsby matter and then other matters like the Trinidad Chambliss case where clearly they're getting involved.
I checked in the last hour. I'm not aware that Sorsby's people have gone to the judge to get back the injunction to make him ineligible. And if they don't do that, he's not eligible for the supplemental draft. People have just been assuming that. So either I'm missing something, but legally, he's got to do something to get himself eligible or not eligible again to be eligible for the
Correct.
Supplemental draft.
Yeah, I've seen nothing. I mean, look, the NCAA is still under a valid order. I've seen nothing where the judge has withdrawn that order. I've seen nothing where Sorsby has dismissed his lawsuit. So there is that question of, in order to be eligible for the supplemental draft, which, I think that he's a little radioactive for that. But in order to be eligible for that, you got to first resolve this where this injunction is gone. And so, no, I have not seen, at least in the public discourse, any evidence that the case has been dismissed or that the judge has withdrawn his order. I think that the NCAA is still very much under an injunction.
I mean this legally, not so much politically, because I don't even know if they can get the necessary votes with bipartisanship needed. But the Protect College Sports Act, from what you've read, does anything in there prevent another Sorsby type situation?
Not yet. The thing that happened with Sorsby in particular is that it was really kind of bananas because you had a local judge enjoining the NCAA from being able to more or less enjoin Sorsby from participating in college athletics. So what it did was, on the one hand, it was like kind of a negative injunction where it forbid the NCAA from forcing its own rule on gambling, but yet was also at the same time, requiring them to apply this really amorphous rule about emotional well-being and the like to keep him eligible. So I don't know anything unless there's something in the Save College Sports Act or this Protect College Sports Act or whatever it is that puts the exclusive jurisdiction in federal courts. I just don't see stopping state court judges from doing these really interesting end around to rules everybody has agreed to. So I think something more is going to have to be done in order to correct this situation.
I don't know if integrity or morals can be forced on people, but David, what should the legal lesson be of all this? We can say the adults in the room should be smart, and Texas Tech should have made a decision long ago and avoided the PR disaster. But what's the legal lesson we should take from Brendan Sorsby's case?
Well, I think the lesson is that we see judges. I mean, look, nobody is disputing that college athletics is in a chaotic position right now. It's never been more chaotic than it is. But the lesson that I'm seeing is that judges are enabling the chaos, and I mean, this could not have hit college sports. I mean, if it wasn't for the Big 12 suing Texas Tech, I mean, you could argue that the national law firm of Sidley Austin saved college sports in this. So unless there's something that really takes that power away, which it can be done by putting exclusive disputes in federal court, which, honestly are just a much more formal proceeding or to do something, I just don't think it's going to be enough.
He's a great follow for topics like this and a whole bunch more when it comes to sports and law and intellectual property. He's at McKinsey Law. Thanks for the time. I know you've been busy. I appreciate it very much.
Absolutely, Mark. Anytime. See you later.
McKinsey. See, we turn people into stars, man. That guy was everywhere last couple of days. When I contacted him, I remember this, and David's fan, and David, great guy, great story himself, personally, and all sorts of stuff like that. But I know exactly where I was. I was in Arlington for the Big 12 tournament a couple of years ago, and that whole Florida State thing was going down, and I just saw something in this guy, and he all of a sudden had this really well-written piece, and I'm like, this guy's pretty good, and reached out. He responded in like an hour, and he's like, to do a radio interview? And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was his first radio interview. Now this guy, he was on every major network the other night, and ESPN's interviewing him and everything. And a star.
Whoa, look at you turning people into stars.
Nah, man. Not us. Not us. But I'm happy for David. He's a great guy, and he's got really a good story personally as well. Scott Harris is here for Movie Wednesday. Better late than ever. Next. That's a neat, boys and girls. Back your favorite monthly feature, Little Movie Wednesday, as you could support the picture world on your small handheld device or go to the movie.
Don't watch movies on your handheld
he's on the
device.
feed. Look at that. Oh, look at that.
But
I always put them on the feed.
I will say this. A couple of the movies taking over the box office charts are from directors and creators that got their start on YouTube. Are you aware of this, Marc Daniels?
Yeah, who's not?
Well, there's a little movie called Obsession. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of that.
Made $290 million worldwide at the box office. It keeps going up basically every week at the box office.
Oh, we got a three-shot scene here on the stream.
So we got Spielberg over here.
Did you have you seen it?
I have seen it.
And
it's amazing. It's the movie that it's one of the two movies I keep thinking about the most that I've seen in theaters this year.
Oh, wow.
Highly recommend it. You would hate it.
Okay.
It has horror elements, but
Yeah,
it's not really that.
Yeah, I'm out.
But then there's also Backrooms.
Oh, I'm out on that.
Why?
Oh my God, I'm out on that.
Why?
Woo.
What do you have against Backrooms?
Ugh.
No, it's really good. Directed by a 20-year-old. Like,
You seen it?
I have seen it.
You like
It's
it?
fantastic. Yeah.
No chance.
See with a packed crowd, it makes a great experience. And then a couple weeks ago, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, The Amazing Digital Circus: The Last Act. And this is based on an Australian YouTube series, Mark, that only had 8 episodes. And it has such a fervent fan base that they released the final episode theatrically.
Mm.
And it made, $8 million on its opening day.
See it?
No, I just started getting into the show.
So if Chris and I missed the first 4 episodes and we watched 5 through 7, are we okay? Or,
No, you should watch all of them.
Yeah.
I've kind
I'm
of been
out.
told like you kind of have to watch all of them.
Have you seen Disclosure?
I did. I saw it last weekend.
And
It's really good. I was talking to my best friend about this, and it's like, it's not like a Spielberg, it's not like top tier Spielberg, like a Jurassic Park, a Schindler's List, a Saving Private Ryan, an E.T., Jaws, like that. So it's like the next level down, but the next level down for Spielberg movie is like better than most directors' best ever movie.
so you liked it.
I very much liked it. Yeah.
Story kept you locked in the whole time.
Story kept me locked in. Great Johnny Williams doing the score again. It looks fantastic. Great
Johnny
performance.
Williams?
Yeah, John Williams, man.
Oh, Johnny Williams?
Yeah, John Williams. Ever heard of him?
Yeah.
You're a big John Williams guy, right?
I respect the work.
94 years old,
Yeah,
still
it's
pumping out
no,
great
it's incredible.
music.
Yeah.
Highly recommend a documentary on Disney
so you're-
Plus about him.
So you're a thumbs up on Disclosure.
The big thumbs up, 2 thumbs up on Disclosure Day. Will you
Okay.
see it?
That has the makings of a flight movie for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of great. I rewatched before I saw it. I rewatched Close Encounters of the Third Kind,
Mm.
and they're very much similar in concepts and themes and stuff. So, really good. Enjoyed it. I got to ask you a question about.
Yes, I'll watch Austin Powers 4.
Of course you will.
That's like the biggest movie news of the day. I love the commercial that they got. And now it confirmed that they're doing a 4th. Yeah.
By the way, I love that they had Mike Myers, not Michael Myers. Mike Myers was at the World Cup Canada World game. That's a scary thing. But Mike Myers was at the Canada World Cup game, and like the broadcasters didn't even comment because he just looks like a normal guy when he's not a character.
Yeah.
Like like Mark, when you go to the movies and you're like sitting there and you're enjoying the movie, and the person next to you that you don't know
that doesn't happen.
has like an
I'm picking a showing that's not crowded.
has
yeah.
it like an icy, like a cherry icy. Do you ever just like, I'm gonna have some of this too?
Like theirs or go get my own?
No, theirs.
No.
Why not? Communal experience.
Why, did this happen to you?
No, I'm just asking.
No.
Okay. Can I tell you what happened when I saw Disclosure Day? What the 2 people next to me did?
Yeah.
They brought in 5 Guys.
Yeah, but I think you told me this. I kind of respect it. Chris, your thoughts?
No. My problem is the way that those are wrapped makes so much noise.
Oh, the paper.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
so, like, had they gone in and took it out of the paper into a napkin, you wouldn't have had an issue.
Well, also the smell of the fries is just like, yeah.
Good point. What's your thoughts on this, Chris?
I'm all for
No.
bringing outside food and drink in?
No, do not do it. Do not do it.
It's so ridiculously priced at the movie
Because
theater.
that's how movie theaters make their money. That's what they make their money on.
By
They
charging me $15 for a popcorn?
Because they have to split the money on tickets with the movie studios.
So you're going to charge me $15 for a popcorn. I'm supposed to be all right with that.
Yes.
On top of now a $30 ticket.
If you have a problem with it, don't go.
Okay.
I don't.
How about this? Ready? He brings in a slab of ribs. And he buys the drink and popcorn. How about that?
I really just want to know, Mark, if you...
He's got a full slab of bones, but he buys the popcorn and the soda.
But like, Mark, do you ever like when you're on a flight and you're like, oh, that guy got a good drink, I'll just have some, like he's like asleep, I'll just have some of his. You ever do that?
No, and I am very conscious of if I bring food on, it doesn't smell.
Yeah.
Like I make sure, like if I'm getting a salad, that there's nothing there that's going to have an aroma. Or like, oh my god, there's
by the way-
nothing worse than like who is? And you look over and oh man.
By the way, what do you think of people that take their shoes off in the theater?
Oh,
what?
Yeah.
Should be arrested.
I mean, you know me. If you take your phone out, you should be arrested and banned.
Wait, like bare feet on that floor?
Socks. They were socks, but the shoes were off.
God.
Man, that floor ain't getting cleaned anytime soon.
No.
Well, it was an IMAX theater, so there's a little bit more upkeep with that. By the way, I know you're going to want to know the update on the 2026.
How many movies?
557.
I think it was 500 when I was in Auburn and you
Correct.
produced a baseball game.
Yes.
So that was a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anything?
557.
Anything unique?
You didn't
about
say what you usually say.
What? Oh, well, you need help. But,
But you never actually offer anything.
I mean, was there a particular theme? Did you like go through the
So I've been watching.
Friday the 13th series? Or?
So I recently watched all of the Pixar movies because we got Toy Story 5 coming out this week.
So that's why you went back to watch all the Pixar movies?
Yeah, it only took like 2 weeks to do.
Chris, like a guy that says, I haven't played pickup ball in a while. Let me go get some shots in. Scott's like, I'm going to go back and watch every Pixar movie before Toy Story 5 comes out.
But I went and watched, by the way, I got a text of somebody bringing in a seafood boil.
It could be a smell of that.
You didn't bring in a giant. You bring in a
How
giant.
are you sneaking that in?
You should figure it out, man.
I kind of
How do you
respect
sneak
it, though,
that in?
man.
No, I think they're suggesting doing it now that they have done it.
Okay.
Oh. But again, if you bring in the seafood boil and he buys the popcorn and drinks, you got to be okay. And the Twizzlers, yeah.
Well, I've recently been watching a bunch of Tony and Ridley Scott movies.
Okay.
So I watched like Man on Fire, American Gangster. I watched The Fan last week.
Oh, wow. The Fan.
Which, Mark, you want
The Fan is scary.
the most warped imagination
Yeah.
of what
Yeah.
sports. No,
Yeah, The Fan is-
no the sports talk radio aspect.
There's a deep psychological study in of that movie.
Oh,
It's-
absolutely.
oof, yeah.
The problem is I don't think Tony Scott, rest in peace, has ever watched a baseball game before.
Right.
And that is kind of the problem with it. But I watched a bunch of I'm watching a bunch of those where I'm filling in a lot of blind spots. With that, I watched both of the Brady Bunch movies the other day. They're so good. They're so funny.
By choice?
Yeah, you don't like them?
The Brady Bunch movies?
The Brady Bunch movie and a very Brady sequel.
Yeah.
No, not interested.
No, well, I probably did watch them many, many years ago, but I think when my age had a 1 followed by a 5, I moved on.
Like you weren't old. Like you were. These came out in the 90s. So
Oh, yeah, okay.
I've also watched all of the movies of Elaine May. It's only 4, but I've watched the entire filmography. She directed Ishtar, which I know it gets lampooned as being like an atrocious movie. I was highly entertained by that
Wow.
movie.
We found the one person that enjoyed it.
You would be surprised how many people actually really like that movie.
Could be the classic movie that just needed 30 years to
But she also
gain some
did
rhythm.
A New Leaf with Walter Matthau, a Heartbreak Kid, and then Mikey and Nikki. I didn't really like Mikey and Nikki, but the Heartbreak Kid and A New Leaf were amazing movies. As I said, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I also watched Dumb and Dumber 2.
Oh, I hated that.
It was really bad.
It's terrible.
It was like
Never should have touched it. Did the one, never should have touched it.
I'm mad at how bad it was.
Yeah, really, really bad.
But I applaud them doing it because you could tell they were having fun making it.
Okay. Yeah. Terrible movie.
So yeah, that's
Ready for
but
my list?
hang on, but coming up very quickly, we've got Toy Story 5, and then we got Monsters and Minions, Supergirl, Spider-Man Brand New Day tickets just went on sale. We've got the Odyssey. I'm locked in on my Odyssey tickets.
Go see the Odyssey.
By the way, trailer dropped. Did you watch it?
Of course I did. For
Whale Fall?
Oh my God, Chris, have you seen this? Oh no,
I have not.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
Chris, do you want to know about what happens in Whale Fall?
Give him the premise.
Give it to me.
A scuba diver searching for his father's remains in the ocean is swallowed by a sperm whale, leaving him an hour to find a way to escape.
Yeah. Yeah. Go watch the trailer. Oh, I'm out. Oh, I'm out.
Unregulated.
Okay, monthly, the Daniels a top 10 list that is just off the top of my head. So I'm leaving out a lot of movies. I just, what I can think of. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Well, with Disclosure and these weird alien movies, top 10 alien movies.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, top 10 alien movies. Again, I don't use the internet, just off the top of my head, okay?
Yep.
Did not make the list, by the way. Did not make the top 10. Independence Day. I hate that movie.
What? How do you
Can't
hate
stand it.
Independence? Do you not enjoy good cinema?
It's terrible. Just missed Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Which one?
I don't know. The original one. The Day the Earth Stood Still.
I just watched it last month.
Okay, ready for top 10?
Yeah.
Here we go. Number 10, The Thing.
Oh, you know me. I love that movie.
Number 9, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
Number 8, Predator.
Yes.
Number 7, Men in Black.
Perfect movie. No notes.
Number 6, Signs.
Yeah.
That movie scared me. Number 5, 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Number 4, Contact.
I
actually like Contact.
I didn't like the ending.
Number 3, E.T. Number 2, Aliens.
Okay.
Number 1, Spaceballs. Best alien movie ever.
By the way,
Yeah.
Mel Brooks, later this month,
Genius.
turning 100.
Yeah. And Spaceballs 2 is coming out.
Spaceballs 2 coming out. He's already filmed stuff for him. Did you watch the trailer? It's not really a trailer, but it's like him.
Fantastic.
Any advice for him turning 100?
Any advice for him? Yeah, make it to 101. Got to get out of here. Thanks, Scott. Wrap it up next.
Time for the latest news, gossip, trends, and off-the-wall stories. Trends. Ooh,
that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
England band celebrating early as they get set to play at 4 o'clock today. Chris is going to be sound asleep when Colombia kicks off at 10 tonight.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I shouldn't text you at 10:05 if there's like an early goal to go. What'd you think of that?
Dude, I got Celsius, I got beer, I got some Colombian rum.
Kelly would respond.
Wow. Kelly, by the way, again, is out for the rest of the week.
True
He's
Nick fan.
fine. He's good. He's in New York for the championship parade. It'll be tomorrow. So good for Kelly. Chris and I will be back at 9 for a short version of The Bridge before we kick off our program. Miss any of the show? Go where you get your favorite podcast. Time with the Beat of Sports on demand. Subscribe, download this when it's convenient for you. You can also watch the video stream back. Go to our YouTube page at 96 of the Game Orlando. Click on the logo and the live button to watch the show when you want. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow for a Thursday edition of the Beat of Sports.